All right, let's UV map these little rivets. So we got one, two, three, four. Whoop, didn't want that. Five, six. So let's just do one and then let's transfer the attributes to each one. And we're going to use planner mapping. So it's going to be the planner. Um, and with planner, remember it's important that you have to project from a certain axis. In this case, let's project from the camera. So I'm going to look at this little rivet. This is going to be the little OG rivet that I'm going to transfer the attributes from. So I'm going to look at this and we're going to look at it straight on. Now it's important that with Planner, we can do it from the camera, meaning how we're viewing it right now. So if I hit apply, you can see it UV mapped it really well. If I was to look at it from a different angle and hit apply, you see it's going to change it to coincide with how the camera is facing it. So apply, there it is sideways. So in this case, let's look at it straight on to get as clean, dolly in a bit, as clean of a projection as we can, like so. Apply. Okay, so we did it from the camera. Make sure that that's the one toggled on. So now we're here. Let's do UVs. Let's select all those UVs and let's hit unfold just to make it look nice and clean. Okay, that looks good. We can hit it a few times to get it as clean as possible. That works for me. Select this, scale this down. Okay, set this to the side. Now we're going to do the same thing. We're going to transfer the attributes. So I'm going to make sure that this guy is selected in object mode. I'm going to hold shift, select this one, and let's go to mesh, transfer attributes, make sure component is toggled on, and apply. All right, now I'm going to select just this one. Let's go to this one and apply. So this is going to be a little tedious. I'm going to deselect this one. Oh, doesn't let me. So let's just select the original again. Hold shift, select this one, apply. A little bit of a tedious job. Select the original, select this one, apply. Select the original, select this one, and apply. All right, so that should have been all 6. Looks good, looks good. I'm going to close this for now. All right, so it looks like I got every single one. Now let's select them all because we do need to freeze the transformation and delete the history. All right, freeze transformation, delete the history. Okay, so we just UV mapped every part of this stool. Now we need to, and I did not make that change that cut. Did forget to do that where I said I was going to do it off screen, but no worries. You are going to be the one doing it off screen. Let's just pretend that I did it too. So we have everything here. Looks good. Let's set up the layout of our UV map here. So I'm going to select everything and let's move some things around. I'm going to click the UV shell. I'm going to bring this stool leg. Let's bring it down here. Do the same right here. And let's just try to fit everything in. It's a little bit like building a puzzle. Let's see. So it's always best to try to utilize as much space as you can. So I'm going to turn this. I'm going to bring it down here. But remember, you don't want your UV maps to be overlapping each other unless you want them to share the exact same texture, which for this case can be for the top and the bottom of the stool top. Let's rotate all of these. Bring that down. The rivets, I'm okay with them all just staying identical to each other And because we have all this nice space, I am going to select this one. I'm going to scale the stool top up to make that fit. Let's see. Okay. Let me make sure that I like this. Uh, you know what? I am going to just make another cut. Nah. Well, yeah. See, if I wanted to scale these up, which is doable, it's good. Let me make sure I have the bottom one selected as well. Make sure that one's scaled up to be same as the one on top. It looks good, but you can see my checkers are now shrunken compared to the rim. So that is because I have scaled it up so much that these little checkers are going to have shrunk, meaning whatever texture that I put on here and on the bottom is not going to match very well with the one on the rim. So what I'm going to do is instead of scaling this down or up to try to get it to be the same size as the ones on top, which is not very useful because then we're totally outside of our limits here. I'm going to undo and I am going to just make another cut. So on the rim here. So let's see where the original seam is. Okay. So our original seam is on this side. Let's go ahead and on the direct opposite side, let's put another seam. And I'm just going to do it in the UV editor here. Select that. Let's zoom in here. And let's select this full edge loop right here. Make sure everything is selected. There we go. And I'm going to make a cut right here. All right. So now let's do UV shell. I did separate these, which is fine. I want to be able to scale them so that their checkers match the checkers at the top and the bottom. So coming here, I'm going to scale this one down or scale it up. So it's roughly the same size as the other one, and I'm going to move it over here. It's right there. Now I'm going to do the same thing with this one. Scale this up so that it matches the shell, the other one. So you can see they're not exactly the exact same size. So let's scale it until I get it roughly the same size. And stack it. Okay. All right, that looks good. Now I am going to move these down. So you don't need to do as much work as I'm doing right now. I'm just doing this because I'm a bit of a neat freak and I want things. No, we'll leave that there. We'll leave these ones this stacked. I'm just a bit of a neat freak and I try to utilize as much space as I can and really just make things look nice. But honestly, I'm okay with stacking these ones. So, and that looks good to me. All of our cuts look good. All of our scaling looks good. Okay. We have successfully UV mapped this stool. So now we're going to export this image, take it to Photoshop. We are going to create our UV map or create our texture there, bring it back to Maya, and attach it to this stool.